What is going on, YouTube family? We haven't come up with a name for you yet, but this throwback week, baby. Yeah. What?
The Hellraisers.
Hellraisers, that's right. I forgot. Man. Got that quick. Anyways, welcome Hellraisers to another episode of Raise Hell's Praise Dale's Scheme Scene. Got a special thing going for you this week, because guess what? It bees Darlington.
Throwback Thursday, baby. Oh, look at
that. Alright, enough of that. Anywho's, we got everybody but JJ Yaley, because you know how his team likes to roll and not throw out schemes until like he's going out on the track to qualify. So, without further ado, we're gonna hit a little vintage intro and then switch over to start checking out these schemes.
Let's do it.
Those of you that don't remember, that's what our intro used to look like. I know it's only barely over a year we've been doing this, but
that was the very first intro we come out with, including the very first logo we ran for about a month. I think is when we ran that.
I added the older, like the original logo to it, because we actually had a newer logo on there when we had that intro. I put the older logo on there, throw it back a little bit more. But yeah. It's all about the throwbacks right now. Unfortunately, not every team went with it. So
yeah,
a lot of party poopers. So if you saw that little black and white scene that we did just a little bit ago, that will show up when it is a throwback scheme. Otherwise, it'll be this blue and yellow you see now. But y'all aren't here to hear us chat. Y'all are here to look at some paint schemes, ain't you?
I am.
All right. Well, let's switch over to scheme scene, baby.
Yes, sir.
All right. So,
welcome in. Exactly.
First things first. We're going by qualification order still. We're not throwing it back just to do it in number order. We still keep the quality order going.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that we do this a little bit better now. Oh, why is my camera deciding not to focus on me?
No, you know.
Sir, I should be the center of your attention.
That's how our podcast rolls. We just have random stuff happen throughout.
Right.
So like I mentioned, we don't have JJ Yaley's scheme, so the second person to qualify would be him because of Austin Hill. We won't have the second scheme, but we'll have everybody else's. So, first things first, let's show Austin Hill.
Look at that 33 United Rentals.
Not a throwback.
This is not a throwback.
RCR is a bunch of bums.
So
like they're automatically getting a one lug nut loss because they didn't do a throwback.
That's fair. That's going to be my entire scoring situation
metric
for this. Yeah, thank you. I was trying to think of that word, but it wasn't working. Well, since you did the intro, I'll let you go first. How many lugs are you giving this?
I see, it's a nice scheme. Normally, I would give this a 3, but like I mentioned, automatic deduction for not a throwback, so it's only getting a 2.
I 100% agree with your 2.
Right.
Let's see if I can grab what I need to grab over.
Turn you down a little bit so I can stop picking you up on my mic here.
So you're acting it good.
So that's enough of that guy, I guess. Gonna skip over Mr. JJ Yaley. And then we get to go to Legacy Motor Clubs. Eric Jones, yes sir.
Oh, you got the black and white background flickering. You know what that means?
Tis a throwback.
Yes, sir. This is a throwback to John Andretti.
Yeah.
I forget what year. Don't ask me that. But I know who drove it.
I think it was 98. I could be wrong.
I'm not even going to guess because I'm probably totally wrong. It is a throwback, so it doesn't lose a lug nut, and I'm gonna give this one a 4 lug.
I will agree with your 4 lug. It is pretty, but it's not getting my
It's not getting my 5.
I got the lug nuts off, but you know what? It's alright. It'll be alright.
Moving on to OSVG. Unfortunately, his normal weather tech, if I can speak.
Fun times. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm tired of seeing this one, so I would normally give it a 2, but throwback week, so -1. 1 lug.
I'm not quite as tired of seeing it as you are. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am tired of seeing it. I was gonna give it a 3, kind of mid-tier. So it's not a throwback, so that means it is 2 lug.
Alrighty then. What we got next
This
up?
next one, though, it is a throwback. Mr. Cole Custer. Running the Juan Pablo Montoya target scheme. As long as the jet dryers are off the track, we should be good to roll.
You know, I didn't look up the weather to see if it was supposed to rain there or not.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I'm kind of scared too now that this scheme's going to be on track, though.
Right? Let's see if it was just the driver or if the scheme was cursed. It's my turn, right?
We're going to find out this weekend. Yes, it is your turn.
I'm going to say this. It looked better on the older gen car. I don't really care for it on this gen. It's kind of generic and basic. I'm going to give this one a 3 lug.
Did you say a 3?
Yeah. Juan Pablo, he pulled it off a little bit better, in my opinion.
I'm gonna agree with your 3 because I mean I like how they went with like changing the Haas logo, or at least putting the Haas logo on there to make it kind of mirror the Target logo. Kind of cool.
I mean, I get it. The only thing that would like make this a 4 is if they had the contingency stickers, because I am a sucker for contingency stickers.
Well, it's amazing that you've never brought that to our attention before.
I know.
Anywho,
speaking of being brought to attention, the 51 of Goodyear is also a throwback. This Jeb Burton throwback, it's a top tier scheme. What's your thoughts on this?
I actually like this color combination. It's real simple, but it's a good simple. Like they got the logo on there to pop off. The numbers are popping off. Like it's a pretty nice looking scheme. It might be generous, but giving it a 4.
I was thinking the same thing because I mean, in the whole NASCAR scheme rankings, in my opinion, the Jeb Burton Caterpillar car is just one that I think of and get. And I think that this scheme translates very well to this new body versus like I said about the Target car. The Target car, I don't think it translated as well. This one, you can tell what it is. It's spot on. I mean, I'm giving this one a 4 as well. I definitely like it.
I'm down for it.
Someone's rookie's up next.
Yeah, freaking disappointed in this.
Wow, look at that throwback to every other race he races.
Is it my turn to go first?
It is. No, it's my turn.
Dang it.
It's not. Can I give it no lugs? Because I was going to give it a 1.
Unfortunately, we're not. We'll keep it at a 1. We won't throw it below a 1.
Can we give it a penalty for a loose lug nut?
Dude, we should come up with a graphic for that. Loose lug nut would be the worst scheme.
Hey, there we go. There's a next week. Look for it. The loose lug nut award.
We're just gonna stick with the 1. I'm gonna give it a 1 as well. It's like you.
You know what this scheme?
Was already getting a 1.
You know how this scheme makes me feel when I look at it? Like, this is just my inside speaking.
Like a
Are you ready?
man. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it doesn't make me feel like a man. This is how it makes me feel.
I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Yep. That's what it does to my soul. But moving on to Noah Gragson. Look at this throwback.
Beefaroo stepped up, man.
Mm-hmm. For those of you that don't know, this is a Dale Earnhardt Jr. I'm trying to think of what it was called at the time. Bush? Was it a Bush?
I think so, yeah.
Or was it like the National?
I don't remember. It's probably in that fine print up, but I can't read it on the screen.
Probably. Anyway, he ran the 31 DEI car, I think is what it was. I might be completely wrong. I can't remember the actual sponsor, but the Beefaroo pulled it off pretty well. And you know what my favorite thing about this car is?
What's that?
If you look right behind the front wheel well, you'll see these little bitty stickers. At least they're trying, homie. It ain't like, of course, that 31 that you see up by the honoring Junior's debut. Like, if they could start doing that again, that would just fuel my nostalgia. Okay? Whose turn is it? Is it mine or yours?
Mine, yours. Mine. I'm going to give this one a 4 for the 4.
I will 100% agree for that. Beefaroo, if they made this their normal scheme, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I would too. I don't think they're going to do that though.
No. Unfortunately.
Next guy's got a throwback as well.
Yep, it's a pretty nice one if I remember right. Yeah, buddy. Throwback to that old Wrangler car. Man, honestly, this is one of those that I don't feel translates as well.
The body shape is different.
That's the part that I'm like, man. I love that they changed the font of the number 2 to the same font that they ran, and I mean, it's obvious that they definitely tried to make it as close as possible, unlike some of the other schemes we will get to, because some of them I wouldn't even consider them a throwback, but yeah. Technically they are. So I'm gonna give this one a 3. It's not the best throwback. Of course, I have to rate it a little higher because, you know, the whole podcast is named after Dale Earnhardt Sr. So, and specifically, we have mostly this color font on or the color scheme, not color font. But
yeah, we went with this rather than the
black. Yeah. Honestly, it's a great car. It's a great scheme. I wish it would translate a little bit better.
Well, I can tell you one thing. This is the first week that I'm giving the number 2 higher than a 2. I'm going to agree with you, 3.
That is true. I wish it went to, I think this wouldn't translate as well to the Chevys or Toyotas. I think that flat front end kind of helps it a little bit. These newer gen cars, they're just not built for the same schemes, if that makes sense.
I agree.
But it's a nice scheme. I'd buy it.
Yeah, of course you would.
No, I really don't buy Cindric cars, so.
We got one more throwback coming up here.
That we do. Mr. Jack Berry. Honestly, I was expecting him to throw back to, I don't want to say the wrong Wood brother. Isn't it Leonard, the one that builds the engines, and what was the other brother's name?
I don't remember.
Anyway, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I expected him to run one of those. Not this. This one really surprised me. And the body style really does kind of go with it.
It translated well to this car for sure.
It did. It is your turn?
Okay. Well, if it's my turn, it's getting a 4.
I 100% agree. It almost took my 5. I'm not gonna lie. This one almost took my 5. I love this car.
I'm saving my 5 for somebody special.
Me too. All right, moving on to Justin Haley. Not a throwback and a Gamebridge car. It's getting a 1 look.
I agree. We can move past this guy real quick.
Oh, bad Brad. Is he throwing back this week?
He is not, but he does have a new scheme.
I like this scheme. It's your turn, but I like this scheme.
It is a nice scheme. For that, this would have gotten a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, this week's rule is if it's not a throwback, it's getting knocked down. That means it's only getting a 3.
Yep, I couldn't have said it better myself. The black and I can't really tell, but it looks like some of the gold that the oil has might be a little bit reflective. I could be wrong. And of course, the RFK has the foil numbers.
Yeah, now it's gold foil on the number, like you mentioned. But I did see like the gold of this oil does pop off pretty doggone well from the actual photo I saw.
I'm not saying it's a foil. I'm saying it's like a little bit reflective, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you're saying, but it pops nicely.
It looks really, really well. If you're just listening to this, it's basically like a black car with it's still got the RFK kind of like little lines in the bottom, but you can't really see them. You have to really be looking for them.
Yeah.
It's got a gold foil number that's outlined in red with the Castrol logo on the back quarter panel. And then all at the bottom of the car and it's kind of like drips, like there's drops of oil coming down. It looks really good. If you guys are listening, when you get a chance, look at this scheme, because I'm definitely going to be searching this one out. It looks so good.
It's beauty.
Unfortunately, it's not a throwback, so it only gets a 3 load. On a normal week, this one might be on a normal.
Get to move on to Mr. John Hunter Nemechek.
And this is the one that I have the biggest problem with. This is technically a throwback. Technically.
Yeah. Even so, I still don't like it. So
it's not a terrible scheme. I just wish that they would have had the Family Dollar side, because then it would have been a legit throwback, because they could have used the same colors. For those of you guys that don't know, this is a throwback to what year was that? 98, I think is what it was. It was 98 or 90. Joe Nemechek, which is of course John Hunter's dad. He ran a black and orange and the color scheme of Family Dollar.
And see, I think the reason why they're not going with Family Dollar is Dollar Tree is trying to sell Family Dollar. So
yeah, I mean, I understand it. I just
may not see it on many schemes from here on out.
I understand that part. I'm just saying, for me personally, it would have been 10 times better as a throwback if they would have went that route, because it would have been a legit, same scheme. It's not a bad scheme. It's kind of bland, but not bad. I'm only going to give this one a 3.
You're generous.
I think
it's a throwback and it's only getting a 2, so that's kind of scary.
Is the Dinger running a throwback?
Nope.
Oof. It's his normal Action Industry car.
So,
what you think?
I would give this a 2 under normal circumstances, but it's not normal circumstances, so it's dropping to a 1.
Agreed. Moving on.
We got up next.
Got Carson Hocevar. It's a 77 Ziegler car. 1 lug.
I'm not gonna quite put it down there yet. I would still keep it at a 3 because they haven't run it as much this season as they did last.
Well, I guess I could have been more.
So it's gonna knock it down to a 2.
I was gonna give it a 2, but then since it's missing a lug.
Yeah, I get it.
Who's next? Suarez. Trading the 77 for the 99. Would this be considered a throwback?
It's not considered one, no.
Well, I didn't know if it would be a throwback to him like last year. I don't know if that would be
the one he ran
considered.
last year had like the Mexican flags on it and stuff like that.
Oh, true.
This one doesn't have any of that.
I mean, I still like it.
It's
I
not
guess
a bad scheme.
Whose turn is it? It's your turn.
It's mine, yeah. I would have normally gave this a 4, but not a throwback, so it drops to 3.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Sweetness.
I do like the Energizer motor on the back of it.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that on any of his other Player State ones. Yeah.
All right, the other Dillon brother. Well, no, we didn't get to the other Dillon brother. So this is the first Dillon brother.
This one's Austin. Wow, it's his Breadstreet car, or however you say that. Breadstreet? Breadstreet?
Good enough for government work. This would have gotten a 2 under normal circumstances, but it's getting a 1.
Yep, I agree. Next.
We got up next, Mr. Alex Bowman.
I'm excited for this
Bowman the showman.
He's showing up in the Goats paint scheme. If you guys don't recognize this, this is the Cobalt scheme from 2013, 2015, somewhere on there.
I used to have diecast of it, but I don't have it anymore because somebody stole it.
I don't think I have this one. But it translated well because like the body style hasn't changed very much since it was out. I'm gonna give this one a 4.
I am going to agree with you on that. Almost got my 5 because it was a Jimmy throwback.
I ain't gonna lie, this is one that I was like, ooh.
All right, well, we get to go to the guy that's gonna spin him out.
Yes, sir. Oh, Ricky Stenhouse running the Sunny D. Can't go wrong with Sunny D. It's one of the podcast favorite schemes. Unfortunately, since it's not a throwback,
it's still deducted 1. Yep.
Still deducted 1.
I would have given it a 3. I was getting a 2.
I was gonna go. It's still a 4. I'm not tired of seeing it. I love seeing Sunny D, so it's getting a 3.
Gotcha.
Let's see what old Chris Busher. I almost said Christopher Busher. That sucks.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 1 lug. It would have been a 1 lug beforehand anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Not pretty
at
all.
This would take the loose lug award. This one right here. Yeah. This one would take it.
Or this
probably
next one.
Followed by, yeah, I was about to say probably followed by another one. Go Ty Gibbs.
1.
Yep. Next.
Easy peasy.
See what old Zane Smith's got for us. Oh. I love this car, bro.
It's literally just white with the logo on it, though.
I love it, though. It's so simplistic. It screams throwback.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I'd have to own this car.
Pretty sure it's
getting a 4. Yeah, it's getting a 4.
Okay, I said it as soon as you said it. I'll agree with your 4, just because I like the fact that they went to their back in the day logo.
I love it, bro. I would buy that car in a heartbeat. It just such a good car.
Now we get to go to the other Dylan brother.
Yes, sir. Oh, Ty. And look, Ty's not as disappointing as his brother. He actually
He
ran.
also doesn't drive for RCR.
That's fair. RCR sucks. What's your take on this?
I like the fact that not only did they match the original paint scheme, colors, and layout, but they also brought back the original company. Can't go much more of a throwback than that. So, with that being said, not getting my 5 yet. It's getting a 4.
So I love the fact that they got the original company, which, I mean, the company did change names, but it is still the original company. It translated very well.
Yes, it did.
It's definitely getting a 4. Like, it's almost picture for picture on it. Like, they have I'm gonna start calling like the rear quarter panel of Ty Dillon's car contingency stickers, because that's basically what it is. It's got that going for it. The only thing that is essentially changed with the scheme is the original from Patty Moyes in 1989 was a 45. This is a 10.
Yeah.
But the number font is the same. The logo is the same. The placement is the same. It looks really good.
There is one detail that's off, though.
What's that?
The window neck color.
Oh, true.
They couldn't get it completely 100%, I guess.
I guess not. Who knows? Maybe when he runs it, he'll run a red.
Maybe that's just the old what do they call it? Render.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, you ready for disappointment? Because we're jumping to RCR.
Wow, let's do it. Wow, it's the number 8 Cheddars. Your turn.
I would have given this a 2, but not a throwback, so it's going to a 1.
I agree. Moving on to Willie B. Okay, I have a controversial thought on this one.
Uh-oh.
This is my opinion that will get me kicked out of the NASCAR fan club. Are you ready? I understand this is the 24 car owned by Jeff Gordon. But can they throw back to something besides a flaming DuPont / Exalta car? Because he runs it like every other week. It's not even exciting at this point. Like, when he first got in there, oh yeah, he's thrown back to Jeff Gordon. Very cool. Now it's just like, man, it's another... You know what I mean? Like, it's just getting a little old. I'm giving this one... It is a 4-lug car because it is a nice ski. That's my only gripe, is that, like, can you pick another Jeff Gordon scheme? Like, he ran a lot more than just a plain rainbow car. You could throw... I would be happy if he threw back to, like, the Carolina car. Run the most, like, controversial Jeff Gordon car. Run the dang Jurassic Park. But, like, make it paint. You know what I mean?
The Rainbow Warrior.
Do something. Well, he's thrown back to the Rainbow Warrior before. It's just, I would be a lot more receptive to it if he did throw back to something besides, oh, here's the flaming car. And I'm not even saying, like, it's just like, oh, here's a flaming car. Like, you could throw back to the Nicorette car and be 10 times better.
Yeah.
Or the Pepsi car. Like, you have so many options here.
Pepsi
the dude raced from like 94 to 2015. That's like what? 20.
Anywho's, you trying to make me do math, and I ain't down for it.
21 years, homie.
It's more than 1 + 1. I'm not doing it.
Anyway, that's my gripe. It's still a good scheme. Just that's my gripe.
Todd Gilliland, baby.
I like this scheme.
This is almost identical to the original car as well. I mean, it's not. They didn't bring back the company like the other guys did, but it's still translated pretty well. I like it. It's simple, but it still pops. I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'll agree with your 4. This is what I was talking about more about the Ford body kind of meshing with some of the older style bodies better than the other two.
Yeah.
I definitely think that this one meshed a lot better than some of the others would. But
all right. We got his old teammate up next, Mr. Michael McDowell.
Michael McDowell. What a disappointment. One lug.
Agreed.
I got an idea. We'll just give out as many loose lug awards as we want throughout every episode. And at the end of the season, we'll tally them. And we'll give like a special award for the one that gives the most.
Yeah.
I'll come up with something.
Tyler Reddick.
It is not a throwback, but it is a different scheme.
It is a clip art hamburger bun.
It is, with like drowning in ketchup.
Yeah, they put a little bit too much ketchup on there.
This would have gotten a 2 lug.
Yeah, would have gotten a 2, so does that mean it's getting a 1?
Yes.
Well, I would have given it a 3, so I'm going to knock it down to a 2. Well, I mean, it's different. I like that it's different, but it's just weird different.
I don't really care for, like, if they would have gotten rid of the bun and just ran the McDonald's and like did like a Bill Elliott throwback, been 10 times better. Like that's all they'd have to do is like literally take the red and get rid of the bun.
Well, we get to cheer up a little bit because next car is a throwback.
Yes, sir. It's not a bad one either. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's not a bad one. This is one of those that
changed up the colors a little bit on it, but
yeah, that's the part that I was gonna say I didn't really care for. This one would get a. I think it's yours, honestly. I about jumped in front of you, but
well, with that being said, I actually like that it's a different Menard scheme than normal. So that's gonna help it out. But I'm gonna keep it at a 3.
That's where I was gonna put it. I mean, I get why they changed the color a little bit because, of course, you know the original one was avocados, and you know the green was for avocados.
Avocados from Mexico.
This one looks like Wolverine threw up all over it. So that's just my opinion. We got Chase Briscoe running his normal tracker scheme.
It's your turn, sir.
I know. I'm trying to decide where I want to put this. I guess I'll give it normally a 3, so today a 2.
I was going on the same boat.
I'm not really tired of seeing this. It's one of the better Bass Pro Shop cars. It's definitely better than that fish scale monstrosity.
Yeah.
But it's just Hopefully his ex-teammate can do us a little bit better.
I was going to do the announcement slide for this one too, but the hood is so disappointing. It's like the bottom third of the hood has the Kroger logo, and the top third has
Country Crop.
I think it might have been Country Crop, but they were both in blue, and then there was like just a white gap in between. It was very disappointing.
This whole car is very disappointing. For our listeners, it looks like somebody took a picture of a wood wall threw it behind the original RFK like scheme. You know, it's got
Pretty
the
sure
little
that's
three.
exactly what they did.
Yeah, and then they like poorly pasted a picture of the country crop butter bowl and put it in the rear quarter panel, and that's about all they've done to it. And
yeah, even normally giving this a 1-on-1, so it's staying at a 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. This one would have gotten a 1 regardless.
Yeah, I agree.
And for those of you that don't remember, a 1 is if my mom was in the car, I would still.
Pretty rough.
Yeah. Hopefully, Ross Chastain will redeem us with that old Bush fish scheme. It's different than the last time, but I dig it.
A little different, but I like it.
I like it. I'm going to give this one originally a 4, but this time it's going to be a 3.
Sucks that it's not a throwback. I would have given it a 3, so it's going to knock down to a 2.
Moving on to old Bubbles. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Joey Lasagna. Lasagna.
You trying to jump ahead, huh?
I love this scheme.
It is a nice Pennzoil scheme. You know what? Pennzoil has been surprising me this season. They have been changing it up quite often.
They must have heard us griping on the podcast.
Right.
Pennzoil, if you're watching, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. It looks really good.
So this might be a little controversial, but this one here is getting my 5.
Okay. So I had a tie between 3 cars that I wanted to give my. It was the Alex Bowman, this one, and then the one that I actually chose. This one's getting a 4. But I would be 10 times happier if this was the normal scheme.
Yeah.
But anywho's.
Now we get to go to Bubbles.
Bubbles! I need to get that soundbite.
The good thing about it is it looks like it would be a throwback because it looks 90s.
Right. It's a throwback to 90s fashion. But he has ran the same car before. I think it got a 4-lug then.
It did get a 4-lug last time, yeah.
It will get a 3-lug today.
I'll agree.
The Columbia is just cool. Their cars are cool. Not quite fish scales, but it's not bad.
I think I know what you're giving this next one.
Oh, Kyle Larson. This? Go ahead. You go ahead.
I already gave out my 5. This is getting a 4.
This one is getting my 5. It's one of those that translated really well, even without having the actual sponsor. Still kind of salty about that.
Yeah, but HendrickCars.com did, Mr. Old Rick Hendrick did change up the font on at least on the side there to make it look kind of like the font.
Look really, really good. And you know what really sold me on this car? If you look, no, it's not. It doesn't even really have to do with the tiger stripes. What really sold me on this for my 5-lug is if you look in the back quarter panel right before you get to the wheel, instead of "Got Milk" where the original one was, it says "Got Horse."
I did see
and
that.
I love it. I love it so much. That's why I got my. In fact, I did the diecast distraction. I covered the scheme today. So if you guys aren't tuned into our TikTok, you should go check that out.
Absolutely.
But
just 3 more to go.
Yes, sir. Who? His teammate Chase Elliott with his depressing.
Where's your little sad trombone sound?
Yeah, hang on a minute. I'll get it out. Give me just a second. This is technically called a throwback. Technically.
It is.
Oh, wrong one. I have the one.
That's the one.
That's the one I wanted to hit. The colors don't match at all. There's nothing really that matches the scheme that they were throwing back to, except for like the color transitions, I guess. This I wouldn't even consider a throwback. It's getting a 1 look.
The 1?
Yep.
I wasn't gonna go that far. I'm gonna give it a 2.
I don't like this scheme. It's just ugly. Like the baby poop green 9 mixed with the mint.
They still did better than RCR. So.
Man, I would gladly take an RCR over this one. I don't like the scheme. This is the worst scheme of the day so far.
All right, well, jumping to JGR now.
Yes, sir. We go
getting a double dose on this one.
Yeah, because he's running double. So for those of you that don't know, this is the guy that first hired Chris Bell to run sprint cars. I forget his name. Terrible. But he ran the 0, and he was like he's a really big sprint car legend. But definitely some unique cars. I love the fact that they did the DeWalt old logo. So.
Yeah.
What you think? What you giving this?
Unfortunately, I know it's a throwback, but it just doesn't do it for me. Didn't translate well. I'm gonna give it just because it's the throwback, it's getting an extra lug, so I'm gonna give it a 2.
I'd give this one a 3. It's not my favorite throwback. It didn't translate well because they chose a sprint car. Unless you've got a go-kart, essentially, it's not going to translate at all.
Yeah.
What's making this a 3 is the story behind it. Like if you watch the reveal of this one, he was kind of talking about how this guy gave him his break and he was on. That's the only reason it's getting a 3. Otherwise, it would have been. Because both schemes are kind of rough. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I do like the old school DeWalt scheme or the logo.
I like the Sport Clips.
The Sport Clips
better than I do the DeWalt.
I agree with that one, but I think it would have been better if they would have left that orange stripe off of the Sport Clips car and just ran it like the white and.
Or if they ran it placed it differently.
Yeah, like ran it on the bottom or something. I feel like on that bottom lip where your exhaust and stuff is. I feel like that would have been a whole lot better.
Maybe if it would have separated the top of the car from the rest of the car. The gray and yellow. I think it'll look better too.
But these schemes just aren't my favorite. I would have been a lot happier if he would have like redone Matt Kenseth's DeWalt.
Yeah, well. Moving on to our last scheme.
Yes, sir.
Cucumber Cowboy.
Yes, sir. Last week's winner's running the Carl Edwards throwback. What you think about this?
Not bad. I know the numbers are slid forward, so it's kind of screwing with it a little bit. If they would have been slid back, you would have had room for your lovely contingency stickers.
That's right.
And that would have looked real good. But I feel like there's a whole lot more empty space on this car than there was on Carl Edwards' car.
Well, look at the hundreds of contingency stickers he had. I don't understand why
running all of the companies away. So
that's fair. Can we just agree though that this is better than his normal sports clips?
Absolutely. With that being said, and giving this one a 4.
I'll agree with your 4. This one has like a nostalgia to it, at least for me.
Carl Edwards is supposed to be, I think, waving a flag for the start of the race this weekend. Be cool.
It definitely will be cool. He's also supposed to be in the booth at some point this season.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think he's taken. I think it was the Prime booth. If I could be completely wrong on that one, I know he's supposed to be in the booth at some point.
That's all we got for you.
Sir, I hope you enjoyed these throwbacks. I know I did. Throwback weekend is one of my favorite things.
There's some of the throwbacks I enjoyed, some of them I didn't.
Yeah, I get it. And then sometimes you hear us bellyache about stuff, and then you realize that like 2 or 3 years ago, they threw back to the one that we really wanted them to back to, so they didn't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, so. But you got 75 years of NASCAR, and we've been doing Slick Scheme Spotlight, and for this has got to be close to like our 125th episode or something like that.
Well, not episode, but scheme.
Well, you know what I meant, the schemes. And that's not even including the off season where we do 2. So,
yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of different things that you could cover, even if you get to like the more modern NASCAR. Well, like Bowman covered the Cobalt scheme. That's really cool. Even if he kind of placed back to some of those ally schemes. Like, I wouldn't be upset if he ran the back that for the 7-time winners. It was a nice car. I mean, and it still would be a throwback.
It's also a nice helmet.
Throwback to me being salty. But anyways, guys, that is all the schemes we have for you. I hope, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Get us over marks. Our goal is by the end of the year to hit 300. So if you guys want to blow us out of the water, it'd be awesome. We also have socials. We have X and TikTok and Twitter, or I already said X, Instagram and Facebook that we post. I have been actually posting in them. You're welcome.
He found a cheap way to do it.
I found a cheap way to do it, and I will gladly use that because I forget. Or I get busy, so I can do it like one night a week, or, you know, just different times, and I can schedule it to come out. But we also have our fantasy league. You want to jump into that? Of course, it's like the NASCAR.com fantasies, where you get in there, you search Raise Hale, that's Hale, Praise Dale Podcast. It has to say podcasters, not ours. And the password is RHPD2024.
All lowercase, by the way.
All lowercase. I was about to say that. And the winner of that little fantasy gets a 1/24th of their choosing. Or, I'm sorry, 1/64th. 64th of their choosing.
Slow your roll there, you went to that level yet.
So, I mean, hey, if y'all guys get us high enough in subs where we start making some money, we might be able to hook y'all up with a couple giveaways a year. There's hopefully will be a giveaway at it is yet. We don't know when it is yet or how to get into it. But there probably will be. We did do a giveaway last year, which Trash Can stole the show and got the 1/64th and the giveaway. So the goal is to have someone beat him. We've had a lot more viewers this year, so we're moving on up, and I'm happy about it.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we do have merch. I almost forgot. We have merch. You guys want to buy some of that? We've got some different things, like things that represent different drivers. If you watch the podcast enough, you hear us kind of reference them. We've got, of course, the Cucumber Cowboy, a.k.a. Denny Hamlin's stickers. We've got Fast Pasta, which is Anthony Alfredo. Joey Lasagna, which, of course, is Logano. Who else do we? Matty D Burrito, which is Matty
you
Di
got
Benedetto.
Fast Pasta, you got Become Cowboy, Joey Lasagna. Yeah, I think that's all of them. So we only got 4.
Yeah, and then of course we've got our logo stuff where you can
got our logo. We got my logo. We probably need to get your logo on some stuff too.
I really don't post besides on the podcast as far as my separate things, so I'm not too worried about it.
I also just added, not that y'all are fans of it, but we are in a league on NASCAR Heat 5 on Sundays. I got that logo on a couple of items now too, on that merch shop. So
I would love to do a. Hopefully, when NASCAR 25 comes out, I got to talk to the owner of that league. I'd love to do a RHPD kind of sponsored broadcast, I guess you would say, where we talk about the drivers and stuff. Hopefully, when NASCAR 25 comes out, has function. They kind of be looking forward to that one. Anyway, is there anything else you wanted to add?
I think that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, since you did the intro, and I have a new, way shorter outro that I will be hopefully able to remember.
Ooh. Let's hear it.
Sorry, the voices in my head are mouthing.
Happens a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Race Hell Praisdale Scheme Scene. Keep your tires turned left and your fuel tanks wet, because this is RHPD signing off.